out to my
Click
man.
here to subscribe.
Well, I disagree with him, but shout out to my dog. Appreciate his service. All right. But now let's go ahead and get into it. Nuclear sites targeted across Middle East, admin war with Iran. Now, bro, this video was going viral because this is what, bro, we basically just saw a hypersonic missile pretty much just work right in front of our faces, or pretty much in this video. Check this out.
An escalating cycle of attacks targeting nuclear sites across the Middle East. An Iranian missile striking the Israeli town of Dimona, home to the nuclear weapons program that Israel has never officially acknowledged. Authorities say more than 30 injured, while a mass casualty event declared in another near.
And here's the thing, though. I mean, that's not the only. Well, yeah, that had to have been the hypersonic missile. The way it like pretty much jagged around, but that's not the only missile that Iran has that's able to like jag around. They got their change their flight path rapidly. Yeah, they got another one, but it's like a short range missile. So it couldn't have been that one. It couldn't have been that. But the scary thing is that, yes, Iran is still able to fire off missiles and still able to get through the Iron Dome. And the crazy thing is, though, I mean, imagine what they can do to the other countries around them. And these guys don't even have a better defense than Israel.
By Israeli city after a direct hit from a ballistic missile. But no damage reported at the desert nuclear site. Iranian state media says the attack was in response to an airstrike today on Iran's Natanz nuclear base, a hub for uranium enrichment, which was also attacked last year by U.S. B-2 bombers. Iran says there's no sign of any radioactive leak, while the UN's nuclear agency calling for military restraint to avoid any risk of a nuclear accident. Central Command not saying if the U.S. was behind the attack. Its commander giving this update.
So pretty much, yeah, it was a tit for tat type of ordeal. We strike the nuclear site, or Israel strike the nuclear site in Iran, and Iran retaliated by striking, well, not Israel's nuclear site directly, but where it is located in that city, the Mona, I believe.
Iran has lost significant combat capability over the last 3 weeks. We also remain zeroed in on dismantling Iran's decades-old threat to the free flow of commerce throughout the Strait of Hormuz.
While at home in the U.S., funerals today for 4 of the 13 service members killed in the war. Among them, Major Cody Cork, laid to rest in Central Florida.
His memory will be forever be cherished.
I mean, he shout out to Monty coming in with another baller alert. He says that Golden Dome not looking too dumb anymore, huh? Hey, I'll tell you this. I mean, shoot, as long as you don't mess with all of your neighbors and make them want to attack you, you should be just fine. You should be just fine as long as you just don't irritate your neighbors to the north, east, west, and south of you. As long as you don't do that, you'll be just fine. But I'm gonna be real with you. A Golden Dome wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt. Like, I wouldn't mind it at this point. If we're just gonna go pissing off all our neighbors, though, that is. Like, if we're about to go piss off Mexico and Canada to the point where they want to fight us, then sure, yeah, we might need to go ahead and eat that Golden Dome. But all right, though, let's get back to it. And shoot, I mean, if they're firing nukes, does it even matter if we have a Golden Dome? Or hypersonic missiles? Does it even matter?
By those who love him and by the nation he proudly served.
While across the Muslim world, the end of Ramadan means presents for children. These kids are among the 1 million people displaced in Lebanon by Israel's expanding offensive against Hezbollah.
This space actually used to be a restaurant, and now you can see it's a camp for people who had to flee their homes.
Rahaf, 6, and her little sister Lynn fled with their family from South Lebanon. I really miss home because I had lots of nice toys and I used to play with them, she tells us. A home it's not clear when or if they'll ever return to.
Ralph Sanchez joins us now from Beirut. And Ralph, a lot of concern tonight after Iran targeted a U.S.-UK joint military base in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, Jose, that base is 2,500 miles from Iran. Most experts did not believe Iran had a weapon capable of that range. But we should say the attack failed. None of those missiles reached their target. And so it is not clear Iran has a reliable way of striking at that distance. Jose.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking.
All right, then. So they missed. Ha! So they missed. Well, all right. So it was just the range that was concerning. Well, that's not too bad. All right, man. I was out here throwing that they were striking from long range. I'm like, now that's a real concern because they're already hitting us when in the region. So to hit us in like with precision outside the region, yeah, that's a problem. But all right though. So as long as they're not doing that, I mean, okay, then the threat's still somewhat contained, somewhat. But shout out to my man Monty says the Golden Dome is supposed to combat hypersonic and muscular ballistic missiles. Muscular? All right. Also, I think I've opened up the call-in. Yes, you have. Yes, if you look right above you, you go ahead and see the call-in link, my man. It's right above you.
Watad. She's a journalist, and she joins us from Jat in Israel's Haifa district. Samah, thanks so much for joining us here on Al Jazeera. Let me ask you first, what other details have emerged about these strikes on southern Israel, especially the ones that happened in the cities of Arad and Dimona?
Thanks for having me, Muhammad. First of all, let's start with the sirens that is going on now in wide areas across central Israel and Tel Aviv and other areas around Tel Aviv. And it seems that Iran really is escalating its attacks since last night. As you already mentioned, over 1,000 injured people by the Iranian missile attack on Arad and Dimona. So people are horrified about what happened. Israelis are not really expecting this much of destruction, but there are some, speculations about the Iron Dome and questioning why the Iron Dome did not work at the time when the missile came from Iran. And it seems like all the missiles hit the city were not, backed by the Iron Dome in that area. So,
man, y'all should have let her speak in Hebrew, okay? Jeez.
So
can
I say something about the Iron Dome? Because
sure,
everybody seems to think that like missile interceptions or air defense is like just this foolproof plan that you call it an Iron Dome and nothing can get through. Like the very premise of that is nonsense and it should be addressed. No one
but here,
has
hold on,
ever
before
claimed.
you say that, though, before you say that, actually, it was sold to the Israelis on the claim that nothing could get through.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Literally, the people. No, it wasn't. It was sold. It was sold that ballistic missiles, as long as they weren't done in the way that Iran's doing them right now, can be intercepted. There is no system on the planet, and I encourage you to find anybody that actually knows these systems that will say it's 100% or even like put any percentage on it. It is a system to minimize losses, and the more it's exercised, the more generations of it we get. So, Iran's sending their hypersonic or whatever the hell they want to call them missiles towards Israel, and all that's happening is the Patriot batteries and the THAADs and the PAC-3s and all that fun shit. They're just getting they're literally getting practice.
Practice.
Yes. The more info and the more data you get, because I can create a weapon, right? If it doesn't work, it's useless, right? And if it works kind of good, and you can get some information from it, that literally goes into next generations of those same systems.
All right, so you're pretty all right, Monty. You gotta understand here. These guys have been getting through this Iron Dome for a minute now. Now, look, like I said, the Iron Dome was sold on the fact that it's gonna go ahead and block like what 90% of what they send over. And you know what? This could be that 10 to 10% that's making it through. But the problem is, though, if that's the case, then I mean, didn't we say we pretty much almost terminated? I would say not terminated, but took out 90% of their missile firing capability.
Right. So that doesn't mean all of it.
But they're still able to put such stress on the region, including Israel.
All of that proves is that, like, we were right about what we were saying is that Iran is a threat.
Not an imminent threat. When you provoke them, sure, but not an imminent one. Everybody knew that they were going to do this.
I have a question. How did Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, the UAE, Dubai. How did they provoke Iran?
By having military bases that we could fire from and that we were firing from.
That we weren't firing from. They literally said
we were like
we were firing. So
that's
think
about it too. Also, just having military bases in that region is also the threat. So I'm gonna be real with you. They also told us that they were gonna do so. They told everybody that if you hit us first, we'll go ahead and attack. And that says a lot. I mean, because think about it like this. This is why
that is not how that works, Set. That is not like
that's exactly how it works. If they say they're gonna do something and you do it, and if they say they're gonna do something like, yo, if you attack us, we're gonna basically try to shut down the region, and we do it to them anyway. I mean, we can't really get mad at them when they go ahead and do exactly what they say they're gonna do. We can sit there and
you absolutely can.
We can sit there and stop them, but we got to sit there and accept that. Well, we walked into this.
No, that is illogical thinking.
Responsibility for your actions.
Accept responsibility for your actions is like you trip over a curb and you fucking hit your face, not you trip over a curb and your neighbor next door shoots your fucking dog.
No, Monty, that like it's pretty much saying that, look, if somebody says I'm gonna attack you if you hit me and you attack them anyway, okay, then now you gotta take responsibility.
They're not attacking us. They're not attacking us. They're attacking their neighbors.
No, they're attacking our bases and yes, pretty much our neighbors. Why, Monty? Because they told us that this is going to be a war of asymmetry. So trust me, I don't like it, but nobody's surprised, to be quite honest with you. And yes,
right. There's a difference between being surprised and condoning it as if it's okay.
About poor allies, but let's be real. This would have never happened if we didn't strike them.
Like, I mean, you can. That is an unverifiable counterfactual. You cannot argue from that position. It doesn't work. Like,
what do you mean it doesn't work? If we didn't attack them, we wouldn't be here. Like that.
And if we didn't attack them, I could easily say we would be here. Like, you can't verify that as true or false.
No, we wouldn't, because that's just common sense. That if you attack a country, most likely they're going to attack you back. Like, bro, what?
By that definition, war would never start.
What, Monty? Come on now, bro. What are you saying?
No. Like, for a war to start, somebody has to attack somebody, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, not all the time. Not all the
time. So you could apply that to any logic of any war that's ever been fought. If you just didn't attack your neighbors, they wouldn't have attacked you back. So no war should ever start by that logic.
Actually, let's be real. If it's attacking your neighbors and your neighbors are working with your enemy, then yeah, it does work by that logic, especially if your enemy relies on the infrastructure of your neighbors.
We don't rely on it. We've proven they literally said we couldn't come in there. And they told Iran, we're not letting them in there. Please don't attack us. They attacked them anyway. And then they opened up their bases to us because they're like, all right, if they're going to attack us, then we need something to defend ourselves with.
And Monty, that still doesn't take away from the fact that, bro, like you can't look. I don't like the fact that Iran went out there and attacked all their allies, all their neighbors. But let's be real. When they told us, yo, if you could either work out a deal with us or you can attack us, we just turned this into a regional conflict. We had a choice and we chose.
Would you accept that? Would you accept that in any other terms of life?
Yes, I mean it's called accepting responsibility for your actions. Like, yeah,
it's not our actions.
I know
we're not bombing. We're not bombing Qatar.
Aggressive back to me, then
it's not us. If I tell you if you punch me, I'm gonna shoot your dog.
Then yes, bro, and be real with you. I have a choice. That means if I punch you and you go shoot my dog, that means I had to deal with that consequence. That means somewhere in my mind, I was either okay with you doing that or I believe that I could stop you from doing that. That's why I committed to that action. And that's what happened with Iran. Somewhere in between that, we thought that they weren't going to do it or we were going to be able to stop them. Well, look where we're at.
I mean, that is just like the most flawed logic I've heard put on this. I gotta be honest with you. Like,
Monty, I'm sorry, but I think everybody agreed that you're the one sounding crazy right now. But I get it.
I mean, maybe your fans that have sure, but the average American person polling showing that you're away from it on this.
No, Monty. I think that you're kind of not making sense. So I guess you're trying to use really shaming tactics, and that's not really working, my friend.
It's not.
But it's cool
It's
though.
not
It's
not
cool.
making.
I look, bro. I'm be
How
real
is
with
it not
you. You're
making
not really
sense?
making sense because you're saying that. Oh well. What do you mean we have to take responsibility for our actions? I'm like, bro, you're not
I'm not.
making
I didn't
sense.
say anything about taking responsibility for our actions. Taking responsibility for our actions is they actually can shoot the USS Abraham Lincoln. That would be taking responsibility for our actions. Not they're going to bomb a hotel in Bahrain because we attacked their nuclear sites or we attacked their ballistic missile sites that they're using to attack
Bro, we did
civilians.
more than that now. Hold on. Let's be real. We did more than that. We attacked more than just their military. Like, come on now. We attacked more than that. So don't think the girls' school might have had something to do with that too. And like I said, they said that they were gonna cause a regional conflict if we attacked them. We knew that. We knew that was gonna happen.
You slipped up when you said that.
What I mean by taking responsibility for our actions. We knew the outcome, and we thought we can either get in the way or they weren't gonna do it.
So you think just because the cause,
that's my point.
The cause and effect that makes it all our responsibility that they're being terrorists?
Monty, they were, bro. They're defending themselves.
How against
we're
what?
Attacking them. We started
against what? Hotels?
Bro, Monty, we're attacking them, and the way to defend themselves is to start an asymmetric war by making this as hard on us as possible. That's what asymmetric warfare is.
I mean, asymmetric warfare is.
Bro, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just telling you this is what asymmetric warfare is, and this is what they're doing as a retaliation to us because they know they can't take us up top.
I mean, I get your point. I'm not understanding your point. I'm saying that your point is coming off and sounding like an excuse for their actions.
Monty, I've been said it's not. I'm explaining like pretty much this is the way they're gonna fight. I'm reporting this. I'm reporting both sides. You can't get mad that I'm reporting both sides here.
It's not about both sides, man. It's not. I have
you don't want to hear anything that like, oh, well, Iran had this type of capability or they made this type of accomplishment. And you're like just upset. Like, I get that you don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. Like, I don't like hearing it either, but I got to say it. I got to be fair. I got to have some type of integrity with this.
I'm not attacking integrity. I'm not attacking any aspect of that. What I'm going after specifically is this notion that's brewing that is being echoed throughout the fucking internet that somehow that this is acceptable. And it's never caveated with, yeah, this is a horrible fucking thing to do, and this proves why they're bad people and should be dealt with. No, it's just, yeah, that's what they said they were gonna do. So yeah, they give them a pass on that.
No, not give them a pass. Is take responsibility because we basically dragged these people into this because of our attack on them. That's what it is. Basically, it's like, yes, because of that, we drag these people into this and our allies into this. And then we turn around and try to drag our European allies into this by trying to help us open up the Strait of Hormuz. So, yeah.
I mean, when their economic stability is at risk for it, I think they should contribute to it. But I mean, that's a different.
But come on now, is it really fair to just get dragged into a conflict that you didn't start, and now we got to get dragged into it because America didn't want to negotiate?
I mean,
that fair?
So by that logic, we were responsible for Pearl Harbor then, because we didn't get involved, and Japan saw us as a threat, so it's our fault. They said they were going to do it, and we didn't take them seriously, so it's our fault.
Actually, well, there's a bit more to that. There was a bit of
there is more to that. That's what I'm saying. There's more to the argument that you're not presenting.
No, well, hold on now. What I'm saying is that, yeah, well, when it came to Pearl Harbor, it was a tit for tat type of game, but for some reason we ignored the warnings from Japan. Now, here's the thing, though, and this is what I'm saying, because in a way we did get involved in that war slightly, only because Japan was effing around in our waters, and we got involved a little bit in that, and that's why Japan crashed out on us. So, like I said,
literally,
I mean, look,
literally crashed out on us.
You literally crashed out on us. So even with now, that's a really good example, but that's not this case. It's not like, bro, it's not like Japan hit us up and said, look, man, we're going to be crossing in your waters. And if you hit that, bro, we're going to strike you. Then that'd be up to us to be like, well, look, are we going to take that risk or is we going to just let it go?
I mean, we're going to, I come from the line of thinking that we should not let people bully us economically, financially, militarily, fucking socioeconomically, politically, religiously. We should not be bullied. There should not be a quote unquote line in the sand for Iran that we also can't enforce ourselves. If everybody's allowed to put these lines in the sands, why are we the only one that gets shit on when someone crosses our line in the sand and we do something about it?
What was our line in the sand?
Our line in the sand was stop supporting proxies. Our line in the sand was fucking negotiate in good faith. Our line in the sand was don't go towards a nuclear bomb. Our line in the sand was don't chant death to America.
Hold on now. You know that wasn't our line in the now you're just throwing stuff in there, Monty. Come on now. Our line in the sand originally was nuclear enrichment. That was our line in the sand. It was all about nuclear enrichment.
And that line in the sand was a fake
posed a threat to us. And we've already proven that they weren't doing that.
Hold on. That line in the sand was crossed before we even made that line in the sand. That was part of the whole criticism of Barack Obama in 2000 fucking 13 when he's like, we're gonna put a line in the sand. You can't do this. They literally at that point had already done what he said you're not gonna do. And so, yes, it sounds a little disingenuous when you deal with America as a whole and they put a line in the sand like that and then make this fucking deal that another president comes and rips up. I understand what you're saying from their perspective. Like, I trust me, I get that. What I'm saying is the negotiation and the deal making and all, whatever you want to call it, was doomed to fail from the beginning because it wasn't enough. And then when someone else comes in and is like, no, actually, no, hold on. You're not going to do this and you're not going to do that. And we have a right to say you're not going to do that because it affects us on the economic.
No, we don't. We do not have a right to tell Iran that they can't have ballistic missiles. We really don't. Like
when they're firing them at people.
Like, bro, actually, like, here's the thing. We don't really even have a right to get mad about their nuclear enrichment program either. We don't.
Actually, yeah, we do.
Because we see them as a threat.
The whole world actually does because there is a worldwide
we're talking about their enrichment program, and even the whole world agreed to them having an enrichment program as long as it was monitored.
No, as long as it was for peaceful purposes and could not be used for military.
Yeah, and long as it was monitored though, basically, because that's really what we wanted. They said it was already being used for peaceful purposes, and we didn't believe that, so that's why we went and said like, no, we need it to be monitored. So that's what it was all about.
And the monitoring should have never been a thing. They were offered deals where, yeah, you can have nuclear power, you can have not enrichment, but we will give you the fuel. And this happened before Trump. I know recently that was put back on the table again, but this has happened before. They were offered a spot in not the Hadron Collider, I forgot what it was called, but they were offered so many different things that in a show of good faith, they could have taken an off-ramp to and said, oh, yeah, we do want this, medical grade isotopes. We do want these things and we do want these things. They are legitimately for military purposes. And they could have signaled to the world, which has basically come to the agreement that no new country should get nuclear weapons and we should actually denuclearize because we don't want to end the world off of a tit for tat.
Man, I mean, Monty,
sorry, that was a lot.
I get you, but if that's your logic right there, which I honestly understand, like no new country should get it. Well, then here's the problem.
And we should denuclearize. Like for the record, I don't think we should have
I get that. No, you're right.
Either.
You're right. But that means we got to be fair across the board about this and also understand that Iran is a threat to Israel and Israel is perceived to be a threat to Iran. So you got to think about it like this. Iran is always going to tell us to F off as long as Israel is allowed to have nukes. And as long as, Israel can do whatever they want.
Dumb question. Why does the chant begin with death to America and not death to Israel if Israel's really the problem?
Well, I mean, do you not know what Israel's been doing to the Palestinians? And this is the whole reason why Hamas was created, and that's what they've been funding.
Shouldn't they be more of a threat? Like, shouldn't the verbiage go death to Israel and death to America, not death to America, then death to Israel?
Well,
not big Satan and little Satan?
Yeah, because they know that we support Israel. Like everybody knows that. That's the reason why Israel gets away with doing whatever they want and allowed to have nukes that are not monitored because they're under America, and everybody knows that.
By that logic, the mass shooter shouldn't be blamed first. It should be the gun store that sold them the guns.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But no, that's what other people. That's the same kind of logic that they use. It's like, oh yeah, we should blame firearms manufacturers for mass shootings. We should blame America for the fact that Israel hates us.
Well, to be honest with you, you got a good point right there. I'll give you that one. You're right. Like, bro, we just sold them the ammunition and they're the ones who use it against you and all this good stuff. Oh, we're also the ones who kind of cover for them in the UN when it comes to the treatment of the Palestinians. But hey, man, hey, you can't always blame us. But trust me, when they do say death to America, this is what they're talking about. And you could take this with a grain of salt if you want to, but the way their president described it is as we're saying death to America as your government's actions, not death to the people of America, because that's how everybody always takes it. Like, oh, what they're saying death to America, that means death to me. To me, is like, no,
we are America.
About you. No, Monty. They don't care about you. They care about what your government is doing in their country and around in the region. They don't even know you, but they know what your government doing though.
I mean, ask your average IRGC soldier on Twitter what he thinks about death to America. Every man, woman, child, 1 and 2 years old.
Hey, man, no, he said Jews. You heard him. You heard the hatred in that man's heart. It was all about the Jews, which I definitely disagree with. But let's take it from their perspective a little bit. All their life, they've been raised watching, well, Israel go around recklessly bombing the Lebanese, the Palestinians, and, well, at one point, even the people in Jordan. Oh, and, of course, Syria as well. And they've watched all this for all their lives, killing their Muslim brothers. And how are they supposed to feel? Well, you would hope that they wouldn't be radicalized to that extent, but you could see how they'd get there. And also, speaking of that, you did bring me into this one video that is I ain't gonna lie, it's a bit of a tear jerker. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Monty, but it goes to put things into perspective, though. But go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, go ahead.
Check this out.
This mother is carrying the body of her 6-year-old daughter, Yasmina. Israeli bombs pierce her grief.
Israelis bombed. And I want you to think about it like this. This is probably this little girl's brother, and the guy next to her is probably this little girl's brother. And I guarantee you, they're probably going to off to go join Hezbollah today, because these are how terrorists are made. And this is what we honestly promote throughout the Middle East, sadly. So,
let me put it to you this way. When we let's look at it domestically. When we have a serial killer, because that's how I see terrorists, the same way I see serial killers. You can go and blame a serial killer's mom and family and upbringing and all that fun shit and say, oh, he was just misguided. And the same argument runs parallel to terrorists. But at the end of the day,
really, because like that, the serial killer is more circumstantial, but this one is more intentional. I mean, a bad mom, that's circumstantial, but country bombing your family members, I mean, yeah, that's a little different.
I mean, it's not circumstantial. It is the mother does bad things to the child, and then the child becomes a serial killer.
Yeah, but it's a little different than a terrorist, though, because let's be real.
The psychology is the same.
The psychology, I mean, all right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and explain.
The psychology of the matter is the same. The radicalization or the disregard for human life, both fall, because radicalization usually leads to a disregard for human life.
Okay.
It is, you don't blame, pop culture might blame the mother. Sure. Mm-hmm. If we want to sit here and play culture wars about it, but in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the way things should be, the person that commits the crime is responsible for their actions. We all have free will. We all have understanding of our actions. You don't get to be a terrorist and then cry when fucking shit happens.
Yeah, but let's be real though. I always do say it can't be so well, and like I said, I don't like terrorism either. But then again, I don't like creating terrorists on a daily.
I don't either.
And then sitting there complaining about it.
I agree with you. I agree
we
with
don't
you.
want to create more terrorists. Maybe we need to stop. We need to start, pulling people back or start pulling some things we're doing in the Middle East back. Because, bro, I guarantee you, the next people that's going to be hating us coming from that region is probably going to be the Sudanese people. Why? Oh, because we support the government that's supporting the terrorist regime in their country. And we're still doing this to this day, and we've been doing this for a while now. This is why the terrorists of today exists.
That's why we should get rid of shit like USAID that's sending billions of dollars to fucking I hope no one actually thinks that we're sending condoms to fucking different tribes in Africa. That money is margined so that we can support shit like this. That's why when Democrats were up on the Hill ranting and raving about fucking USAID, because it was going to their extremist friends. I agree with you. We should stop influencing people.
Yeah.
We should stop. The only influence that should be noted is our own as it comes to deal with us. The only way we should be expressing our interests is front page on the thing. You are an enemy of ours. We will do what we have to either fucking make you capitulate or we will destroy you. Or just don't be an enemy of ours. It's not like we just go around throwing enemies on our list because it's the fun thing to do.
You see the logic there? Capitulate or be cool with the fact that I killed your family and friends.
No. Not be cool. No, if you
be chill, bro. Be chill. I just killed your friends.
Don't red herring the argument. Don't red herring the argument. Don't red herring the argument.
I'm joking.
You're smarter than that.
You're right. You're right. No, I was joking, Monty. You're right though.
Okay. I thought you were literally hanging on to that. I was like, no.
I know you never say that.
Don't just you got to be good with us. Yeah, fuck it. No, at some point, like you said, if we don't harbor peace, at some point there will be endless wars. My thing is, all right, let's harbor peace. Let's talk about peace. You you don't get to say you want peace and then economically threaten us. You don't get to say you want peace and then try to send fentanyl over our borders. You know what I mean? All of these issues, just because people have found a back channel, not sensationalized way to commit warfare against us, against our interests, does not mean that they still aren't trying to destroy us.
Yeah, because on the opposite side, we're usually trying to destroy them.
We're not trying to destroy anybody.
Come on, we're trying to destroy Iran.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Because Iran is supporting people and fucking becoming an axis of resistance against us.
I know. And guess what? Their proxies are fighting our proxies.
But it's been going on for as long as America has existed. We were a fledgling little country just trying to fucking do trade on the open seas, and we had fucking Muslims trying to cut our heads off.
Bro, come on now. You can't put everything on the barbarian pirates.
I'm saying that's where it started. That's where this rivalry started.
Nah, because you can't. Not with Iran in them, because those
not
are
with Iran.
Two different regions.
I
said not with the Middle East, because those are two different regions.
Not with the Middle East. No country is spared when a religious war is going on. It is not about the country. It is about the radical extremism that is fledgling in said countries. That is what we have a problem with. We don't have a problem with Arabs. We don't have a problem with Muslims. Everybody likes to paint this broad brush when we talk about it. Everybody says you can't criticize Israel. You can't criticize fucking Muslims without being called an fucking Islamophobe. You don't like Zionists. You don't like Zionists. What?
Trust me, trust me. Jake Lang. Imagine if we had a guy.
Am I Jake Lang? Am I Jake Lang?
Why Jake Lang? Because he's the best.
I said, am I Jake Lang?
Oh, of course you're not.
You're not arguing with Jake Lang.
Of how that's what I'm saying. Your language can be, bro. We have a senator having the most atrocious rhetoric about Muslims, and it's all good. But if
So
any senator ever fixed their mouth to say something that crazy about Jewish people or Israelis,
Ilhan Omar.
They'd be done.
Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Omar's never said nothing crazy about like Israel, to be honest with you, or Jews and specifically. Like this man's went after Muslims and said that Muslims should pretty much be removed from the U.S. Ilhan Omar never said Jewish people should be removed from the U.S.
I mean, if you want to compare apples to oranges, one's more subtle and one's more aggressive. I guess when you play passive aggressive,
who you can criticize.
When you play passive aggressive with the topic, it's going to inflame people.
So she got to be passive aggressive, but he don't.
She is being passive aggressive. Not she's got to be. She is.
She's a senator. Both senators, they could be as bold as they want. I mean, like think about it. Her side would defend her if she just came out and said, "Oh, F all Jews," I guess. I mean,
and that's a problem, is it not?
But she didn't say that.
But the fact that you said her side would defend her.
Well, some people on her side would defend her, just like some people on our side is defending guys like Randy Fine. But here's the thing. Everybody on the left knows and the right knows that you cannot say anything about Jews the way you can insult Muslims. That's just a fact.
What the hell do you mean? How many people are fucking sitting here blaming the Jews for everything that goes on in the world? Are they fucking coming up dead?
Well, I mean... Well, there's been a couple actually.
You've been poking at the Jews for 21 days now, and you're not dead.
Man, look, you gotta.
You've been criticizing Israel, as have I. I'm not dead. I'm not deplatformed.
I mean, no, it's about people who can really actually do something about Israel. Like, look at Joe Kent. As soon as he says something about Israel, that's what everybody hinged the argument on. Oh, he said this about Israel. It's all about.
But you brought up Jake Lane, Set. What can Jake Lane do about Muslims?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. The way this man,
Nothing.
Well, I'm saying no, Randy Fine, because Randy Fine's probably a better example. Well, he is a senator. He can probably try to create as much anti-Muslim law as possible. Just like if there was a radical, I don't know, former IRGC member and as a senator, you'd be pretty scared for Jews right now.
I'm just pointing out the extremism, and it's everybody has no problem talking about Zionist extremism, but the second you say Islamic extremism, you're Islamophobic.
Well, no, the problem is that when you guys, and I'm not saying you, Monty, but no, I'm gonna say it like this: when guys like Jake Lang talk about Islamophobia, it's usually because he's being like low key, like
but why are you lumping me into the category with Jake Lane?
Sometimes you have to tell, Monty. Sometimes you can't tell if you're criticizing
so you think I'm Jake
Muslims
Lane.
or all Muslims. No, you're not as like vicious as Jake Lang. But
in order to defeat my argument, you have to rise it to that.
No, bro, to defeat your argument, really, like, well, hold on, what's your argument? Is that because we are worried about radical Islam, but that's the problem. People try to turn the radicals into all of Islam.
I'm not people. I am Monty. This is between you and Monty, not me.
Yo, Monty, let's be real. You've actually made verbiage or the way you said things. You've kind of used that rhetoric of, oh, well, these Muslims or the Muslims are. You don't really kind of say the radical. Maybe we can start to assume, but the way you speak, sometimes people can assume it.
People. You can assume anything. That just makes an ass out of you and me. But Jake Lane has been very forward. And if I actually believe that, I would be as forward as Jake Lane. So attack the argument the way I'm presenting it, not the way you have to frame it in order to defeat it. Like I don't think all Muslims are bad. I don't think all Jews are bad. I don't think all Christians are bad. I don't think all atheists are bad. I think extremists that rise to power should be dealt with in our government, in their government, around the world, because extremism, you cannot have a peaceful world with extremism.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: in our government, for sure. In other people's government, that's on them. That's on them. Like,
but when they
threaten our economic stability, then for sure. But in this case, I'm gonna be real with you. Like maybe like Venezuela, yeah, sure, I was okay with that. But what's going on in Iran right now is just an unnecessary risk, and everything would have been going swimmingly if we didn't get involved in this. But
it would just be 30 more years of the same thing that's been going on for the past 30 years. That's not swimmingly.
Bro,
That's not
actually,
swimmingly.
yes, it is actually, because we'd have been able to get them in a deal, and it'd have been stricter than the JCPOA under Obama, and Trump would have been able to walk away with a win. He could have always took that route, but for some reason he didn't.
For some reason, like maybe they don't want to deal. They want the only reason they agreed to the JCPOA
about zero enrichment and giving up their stockpile to be watered down, Monty. This was and this is according to the Iranian foreign minister who was in the negotiations, who was mediating between the two. So I'm sorry, but Iran was actually ready to get into a deal. They were okay.
You believe that? Do you also believe that during the Korean War we threw little babies around as footballs?
Is Oman an ally?
I don't know what Oman is, honestly.
Oman's an ally. Yes, Monty. Oman's one of our allies in the Middle East. So you're pretty much saying we don't trust allies, but we're quick to trust Israel when they say stuff. We can't trust our Arab allies.
So we should second guess what Israel says because it fits the narrative today, but just take wholeheartedly what Oman says.
If it was Israel coming out saying that stuff too, I'd be like, all right, I could believe that. They're talking about what we was negotiating.
Because it goes to your narrative. You can believe it if it goes to your narrative. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm believing it because he was there in the room, Monty. Like, that's one of the few people in the world that can speak on it because he's in the room.
Okay, Marco Rubio was in the room. Do you trust Marco Rubio or do you trust an ally?
Marco Rubio wasn't in the negotiation room. It was Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner.
Do you trust them?
Even trust because Jared Kushner has too much interest, too much special interest. So I'll be honest with you.
So, unless it goes along with what you already know, you're going to believe whatever side says what you already know.
What I already know, Monty. Look, what he did was pretty much confirm what everybody was already had an understanding of, that America was not negotiating in good faith when it came to Iran. Even when Iran was ready to get under a stricter deal, like stricter than the JCPOA, for some reason, we still turned that away and we end up striking them anyway.
I think that's a bunch of half-truths, honestly. I think there's some truth in the middle, and I don't think the middle is what the Omani foreign minister said.
Well, I would say this. It's been proven twice that, yes, Iran has been trying to come to a deal when it came to their nuclear capabilities, but even the first round before Midnight Hammer, yeah, they were actually willing to settle for a deal, but we started talking about their proxy and their ballistic missiles, and they weren't even trying to deal with that. We hit them with Midnight Hammer, and now we got them rushing back to the negotiation table. And once again, we're not negotiating in good faith because, like I said, for some reason, we're making this about, ballistic missiles. And you know what? I could get proxies, but the ballistic missile point is just like, come on now. You know they're not going to give that up. And you know we haven't given them good examples in the Middle East of, us working with somebody to give up their weapons and it turned out good for them. I mean,
they were supporting. Iran was supporting Assad. You do know that, right?
Gaddafi. Well, Assad.
Assad and Gaddafi. Yes.
Yes, and we proxied a terrorist group called Al Qaeda to go take out that guy, and now Al Qaeda's running it.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's the way to do things. I don't think you should proxy. I think proxies are fucking dumb. We have made that mistake as a country. Donald Trump hasn't made
crying about they proxies when we need to stop.
Because it's not. It is a different administration, is a different leadership. The same administration has been doing the same thing in Iran for 47 years.
I would say this, then why not start and say, we'll drop our proxies if you drop yours? They never that though. It's like, no, we keep our proxies, but you got to take yours away.
We didn't. What proxy have we supported under Donald Trump?
Well, I'll give you. Well, my bad. Al Qaeda. We
supported Al Qaeda.
Yeah, we were. That's how Syria got taken over by them. We were supporting them under Donald Trump. So that's that.
I'd have to find more information on that because I'm pretty sure we did everything we could to wipe Al Qaeda out under Obama and then the rest of it under Trump.
Nope, that's no. Is that the fuck, bro? That's the whole reason why we had an outrage when the Al Qaeda